It took Barack Obama years to embrace the label Obamacare because when Republicans came up with it, they meant it as a pejorative. Republicans came up with Obamacare, or with Bidenomics as well. It was Republicans who first uttered the word Bidenomics, and Joe Biden fully embraced it. Republicans came up with it. Biden rapidly embraced it. And now Democrats are telling Politico they think it was a mistake. Several top Biden allies have privately raised concerns about the phrase to the White House, according to people familiar with the back channeling. Representative Steve Horsford, who chairs the Congressional Black Caucus, said in an interview this week that he warned the White House that the Bidenomics brand is built on shaky ground. He believes it advances a message that wrongly centers the conversation on the president and his electoral ambitions rather than the voters who stand to gain from economic accomplishments. With all due respect to the president, to the White House, this is not so much about them as it is the people who are benefiting by the policies that they came out and demanded, says Horsford, a Democrat of Nevada. We have to do a better job framing this not as so much for one person for the office of the presidency, but for the people. Their worries are underscored by a slew of polling showing that the economic recovery the White House has sought to spotlight as a triumph is not making a dent in the public psyche. Most Americans are still skeptical the U.S. is in an upturn, let alone one resilient enough to last much longer. The rising cost of living remains a dominant theme in voters' minds, crowding out major gains in jobs and wages. And so far, the Bidenomics drumbeat that began earlier this summer has yet to prove it can change minds. One more quote. This is from Will Marshall of the Progressive Policy Institute. At this point, Bidenomics doesn't really have strong answers to people's biggest worries. There ought to be a lot of thinking in the White House now about changes in the way they present their case for the economic good this administration has done. What economic good? That's the problem. They hadn't done economic good. I mean, this White House likes to claim that they've done economic good. I'm hard pressed to figure out what economic good this White House has actually done for the American people. Gas prices might hit $150 a barrel of oil, which will put gas prices at record highs. Inflation is still over 4%. Gas prices are up. Grocery prices are up. Medical costs are up. Education costs are up. Family costs are up. Cost of living generally up. They're all up. Up, 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 up. How does that help the American people? How does that help? Biden wanted to embrace the label Bidenomics. He wanted to turn what Republicans meant for ill into good. He wanted to turn it into branding that his side was not clever enough to come up with, and so they wrapped themselves in it. You live by the label, you die by the label. Inflation is not coming down. Cost of living isn't coming down. The average American now take homes less than they did 2 years ago. They're feeling the pinch of mortgage prices, of interest rates, of credit card debt. They've wiped out their savings now. Americans right now have less in savings than they did before COVID. That's Bidenomics. That's Bidenomics. The Democrats and the talking heads on TV can get on TV all day long and tell us just how wonderful the economy is and how great it is and people should be grateful. But the reality at the end of the day is that most Americans do not feel it. They don't feel it. They're not going to feel it. They can't feel it because it's not true. Their cost of living is too high. They're not bringing home as much money as they were in real world dollars because of inflation. Their take-home pay has gone down because of increased costs. That's the truth. That's Bidenomics. That's why it was stupid for them to ever have embraced the label and try to turn it into something good for themselves, because there's no way you can turn a crap economy into being a good economy unless you're a fly.